All right, so get ready, because today we are diving into something truly chilling.
Ooh, spooky.
You sent us an excerpt from a fictional story
Yeah.
called The Haunting of Blackwood Manor.
Okay.
Obviously, we won't be, trying to prove or disprove
All right.
the existence of ghosts,
Of course.
but I think we can both agree that even fictional hauntings
Oh, absolutely.
can really tack into some, deep-seated fears we all have.
I think so too. There's just something about these stories
Yeah.
that resonates with us on like a primal level, you know? Even when we know they're not real. It's like they're tapping into our collective unconscious or something.
Yeah.
Playing on that fascination we have with the unknown.
I'm totally with you on that.
Good.
So this story throws us right into the action with this group of friends
Okay.
daring to spend the night in Blackwood Manor.
Classic.
This abandoned place that's rumored to be haunted
Right.
by the vanished Blackwood family.
Right off the bat, the story sets the scene. With all those classic horror elements,
It does.
like a cold, dark night wind whispering through the trees, and that isolated manor
Yeah.
with shattered windows described as hollow eyes.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So good.
It is.
And it paints such a vivid picture right away.
Yeah.
And that description of the manor itself with its oppressive silence.
Yeah.
Swallowing their initial laughter.
It's like foreshadowing.
Yeah, it really sets the tone for the whole story.
It's like a great example of sensory horror, you know?
Right.
All those little details work on multiple levels.
Yeah.
Creating that immediate sense of unease and isolation.
Yeah.
And they're priming you, the reader, for like a frightening experience
Totally.
by tapping into that primal fear of darkness and the unknown.
Yeah, it's like the house itself becomes a character,
Ooh, I like that.
you know?
Yeah.
Almost like it's watching and waiting.
Uh-huh.
But what really struck me was how the story dives into the backstory
Yeah.
of the Blackwood family, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Adding this whole layer of mystery and intrigue.
You're so right. The mystery surrounding their sudden disappearance,
Yes.
the whispers of madness and curses,
Totally.
those elements are like crucial for building suspense.
Yeah.
Think about it. Unanswered questions
Yeah.
and vague legends, they allow our imaginations to just run wild,
Oh, totally.
filling in the gaps with our own fears and anxiety.
Makes you wonder, what really happened to them?
Yeah, exactly.
Our minds just start conjuring up the worst possible scenarios.
It's true, and even the skeptical character, Mark,
Oh, yeah.
is forced to acknowledge
Right.
there might be something to the rumor.
It's true. He's like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah. That's such a clever technique.
Uh-huh.
By having even the skeptic acknowledge the possibility of a haunting,
Yeah.
the story subtly validates the fears of the other characters.
Oh, for sure.
And by extension, you, the reader,
Yes.
it makes the supernatural feel so much more believable, more threatening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then just when you think things can't get any creepier,
Right.
they decide to split up and explore the manor.
Oh no. The classic horror movie trope
I know.
that never ends well.
It never does.
But it's a trope for a
I
reason.
think so.
Isolating the characters like that
Yeah.
makes them and us as readers
Mhm.
so much more vulnerable.
Right.
Being alone in a dark, unfamiliar place
Oh my gosh.
taps into those primal fears of the unknown,
It's true.
making every creak of the floorboards
Yeah.
or whisper in the darkness feel so much more amplified.
Oh, for sure. You're all alone. Your senses are heightened.
Exactly.
And every little sound could be something else.
It could be, and it allows the writer to tailor those scares
Yeah.
to each character's individual fears,
Right.
playing on their anxieties.
Yeah.
For example, Sophie,
Sure.
who's been researching the Blackwood family,
Yeah.
she encounters the rocking horse moving on its own.
Right. And that's just the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
The story starts ramping up the sensory horror, bombarding us with all these unsettling details.
I love it.
Faint giggles,
Yeah.
objects moving, flickering lights,
Okay.
the feeling of being watched, even a subtle temperature drop.
Oh, yeah.
It's like an assault on the senses.
And if we connect this to like a broader psychological concept,
Okay.
sensory horror is all about creating a sense of unease and disorientation,
Okay.
blurring the lines between reality and perception.
Right.
It makes you question what's real and what's not.
Like, did that rocking horse really move?
Exactly.
Or was it just her imagination playing tricks on her?
Right. It's that ambiguity
Yeah.
that really gets under your skin.
It does. It's so true.
Right. because it forces you, the reader, to confront your own fears and interpretations of the events.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you easy answers.
Right.
It keeps you on edge.
It's true.
And engaged with the story. I know, right? And this is where the concept of the uncanny valley comes into play.
Wait, tell me more about that.
Okay, sure.
I've heard of it, but I've never really understood it.
It's a fascinating idea. It essentially describes this unsettling feeling we get when something looks almost human, but not quite.
Okay.
Like a robot that's a little too realistic.
Right.
Or in this case, the shadowy figure they encounter, the way it moves. Described as unnatural, almost puppet-like.
Ooh.
It fits right into that uncanny valley territory.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's that subtle wrongness that really creeps you out.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then poor Alex.
Oh, yeah.
All alone in the basement, discovering a hidden chamber and hearing his name whispered in the darkness.
Oh, scary.
I know Alex's experience in the basement is like a descent into the heart of the manor's mystery, both literally and figuratively.
Oh, yeah.
Basements with their darkness and hidden spaces often represent like our subconscious fears.
Oh, that's interesting.
So when he ventures down there,
Yeah.
he's confronting the unknown head on.
It's like the story's saying that some things are better left undisturbed.
Right. But of course, curiosity always gets the better of us, doesn't it?
It always does.
It's a fundamental part of the human experience,
Uh-huh.
that drive to explore and understand,
Right.
even when it leads us into dangerous territory.
And the story really plays up the sense of dread and anticipation.
Oh, yeah.
As he goes deeper into the basement, you can almost feel the air getting heavier,
Yeah.
the darkness closing in around him.
Yeah.
It's claustrophobic.
It is. And then the discovery of that chamber
Yes.
with the glowing symbols on the walls and an altar.
Creepy.
It's like he's uncovered some ancient ritualistic space,
Oh, wow.
which adds a whole new layer of intrigue and danger.
Right. You immediately know he stumbled into something he shouldn't have.
Totally. And speaking of things they shouldn't have done,
Yeah?
remember when the group finally reunites?
Oh, yeah.
They're all terrified. They've each had their own terrifying encounters.
Uh-huh.
And then they hear Alex scream from the basement.
It's like the story is building to this crescendo of fear.
That convergence is such a crucial moment.
Yeah.
Because it brings all the separate storylines together,
Right.
heightening the tension and the sense of urgency.
Uh-huh.
It's as if all those individual threads of fear
Yeah.
are woven together into this massive tapestry of terror.
I love that.
And it all leads to that final confrontation in the basement chamber,
Okay.
where they encounter the keeper of the manor.
Right. The mysterious woman in black robes.
Who seems to be more than just a ghost.
Yeah.
She's almost like an embodiment of the manor's supernatural power,
Okay.
like a force that's been present in the house for centuries.
Ooh.
Her description, the burning eyes,
Yeah.
the voice that echoes as if spoken by many, it's meant to evoke a sense of awe and dread.
It definitely worked on me.
Good.
She's clearly not a being to be trifled with.
Right.
And her presence underscores the fact that they've crossed a line they can't return from.
I agree. And then just like that,
Yeah.
they're thrown out of the manor,
Oof, gone.
left with more questions than answers.
That abrupt ending is so unsettling.
That unresolved ending is one of the most effective aspects of the story.
Yeah.
Because it leaves you, the listener, with a lingering sense of unease. This feeling that the haunting is far from over.
It definitely makes you wonder,
It does.
what happened to the Blackwood family?
Yeah,
What is the keeper's role in all of this?
right.
And what will become of the friends now that they've been touched by the supernatural?
Exactly. It's the kind of ending that stays with you
Uh-huh.
long after you finished reading,
Yeah.
prompting you to reflect on the nature of fear,
Right.
the power of belief,
Mhm.
and the enduring mystery of the unknown.
So we've talked about the suspense, the backstory, the sensory details, the escalating horror, and even the psychology of fear.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most effective element of this story?
Ooh, that's a good question. What really chills your spine?
It's hard to pick just one,
I know.
but for me, it's how the story blends psychological manipulation
Right.
with the supernatural. It's not just about ghosts and spooky noises.
Right.
It's about how our own fears and perceptions can be manipulated.
Totally.
How the line between reality and imagination can blur when we're confronted with the unknown.
That's a great point. It's like the story is tapping into our deepest anxieties,
Exactly.
making us question what we believe
Yeah.
and what we're capable of seeing and experiencing. It really does. And that unresolved ending really plays into that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It leaves us hanging with this lingering sense of unease.
Totally. Makes you think,
Yeah,
what would you have done
right.
if you were part of that group exploring Blackwood Manor?
That's the brilliance of the story.
I think so.
It doesn't just tell you a scary story. It invites you to participate in the experience.
Yeah.
Would you be the brave one charging ahead?
Right. Or would you be more cautious, like Sophie,
Yeah.
trying to document and understand what's happening?
Trying to figure it out.
I think I'd be somewhere in between,
Yeah.
a mix of curiosity and terror.
Uh-huh.
Probably fumbling with my flashlight and tripping over my own feet.
I can see that.
But it really makes you consider
Yeah.
how you'd react in the face of the unknown.
It does. It certainly does. And it reminds us that sometimes
Yeah,
the most frightening things are the ones we can't explain.
that's true.
The things that lurk in the shadows,
Ooh, yeah.
just beyond our understanding.
So we started with a piece of fiction,
We did.
but this deep dive has really opened up a whole conversation
It has.
about our primal fears,
Yeah.
the power of storytelling,
Right.
and how our minds react to the unexplainable.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that even though we might strive for logic and reason,
Right.
there's a part of us that's always drawn to the mysterious and the unknown. It's that spark of curiosity, that sense of wonder that keeps us exploring, asking questions,
Yes.
pushing the boundaries of our understanding.
It's like that little voice in the back of our minds that whispers, what if?
I like that.
And sometimes those what ifs are the things that keep us up at night,
Yeah.
both terrified and utterly captivated.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe
Yeah.
those what ifs hold the key to unlocking some of life's greatest mysteries.
Well, a huge thank you to you for sending us this story.
Of course.
It's been a chilling and thought-provoking deep dive
It has.
into the world of haunted houses,
Yeah.
the psychology of fear, and the enduring power of the unknown.
I agree. And to you, our listener,
Yes.
we leave you with this.
Okay.
The next time you find yourself in a dark, unfamiliar place, or you hear a strange noise in the night,
Ooh, spooky.
remember Blackwood Manor.
Okay.
What would you do?
Right.
What secrets would you uncover?
Ooh.
And most importantly, are you brave enough to face the what ifs?